Can I ask you something, Miss Evelyn? Do you know what her pain is? Because the only reason a person would behave in this manner,
we're not going to throw this behavior word around again. We're not going to do that. She does not have a behavior problem, and that's not fair.
First of all, your finger in my face is not going to work for me.
But the name calling is not going to work for me. Because I don't appreciate you keep throwing out these names. That is what about my disrespect? All I have been is disrespectful. I've been called. Wait a minute!
What if Tamar is not actually the problem? What if the real issue in the Braxton family has been Miss E all along? Things have become increasingly messy within the family, and once again, Tamar finds herself at the center of it. Whenever she appears on social media, people quickly criticize her, labeling her as chaotic, attention-seeking, and someone who holds on to grudges. However, Tamar is no longer willing to take all the blame. She has openly stated that her behavior is influenced by her mother, which adds a new perspective to the situation. For some time now, Tamar has been speaking about her mental health and her journey toward healing. She has also suggested that her mother's resentment toward others, especially their father, has deeply affected her, contributing to the struggles she continues to face.
Letting your mother run your life.
How dare he try to tell me how to raise my kids after he have abandoned us? He has some nerve.
Y'all have lives to live yourself, and she can't run her life, her home, and your home too.
You know what? Had you been home long enough to help me to raise them, it wouldn't be such a problem. But where were you? Out there hanging in the street,
what did you do
doing whatever
all day?
you were
What
big
did you
enough
do
to do.
all day long?
What did you do?
What did you do?
Let's be honest, Tamar has put everything out there for the public to see and hear. From her relationship drama with Vince and Jr. to conflicts with her sisters and burning nearly every bridge along the way, nothing has been kept private. This year, she took things even further by calling out Funky Dineva, suggesting that she may have been attacked after a night out or, even more controversially, implying that she had been involved with some of Tony's associates.
I don't steal anything.
You don't. You stole men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them a few times.
Who? What man?
You not get to leave.
Bitch. Dirty, low down ass bitch.
Oh, you're such a liar. Such a liar.
In the past, Tamar's behavior was often seen as entertaining, even making her a fan favorite during the early seasons of Braxton Family Values. However, as time has passed, her actions have continued to shock people, and many have grown tired of what they view as toxic behavior. Although she frequently speaks about being on a healing journey, critics believe she has only gotten worse, with some saying she needs distance and support rather than constant attention. Tamar rarely admits fault, often feeling targeted while overlooking how harsh she can come across. Now nearing 50, her repeated conflicts with others have led many to doubt that she will ever change. While her dramatic nature is nothing new, some believe stepping back might help preserve the remaining public goodwill she has. Still, Tamar continues to respond to criticism, often shifting blame onto others, especially her mother, Miss Evelyn. There has long been underlying tension among the sisters, but Tamar is the only one who has openly addressed it, now linking their behavior to their upbringing. She has explained that growing up, she witnessed her mother struggle to let go of past issues, particularly following the end of her marriage to Michael Braxton.
Evelyn could say some things out her mouth that are really cutting.
But your daughters are being held emotionally hostage to your ex-wife's bitterness towards you. You and her need to get on the same side of the table and free those girls. Because the elephant in the room that nobody will talk about is Evelyn Braxton's attitude.
It has been more than 2 decades since Evelyn and Michael divorced after she discovered his infidelity, yet the level of bitterness and resentment she still holds toward him is striking. That lingering pain has reportedly influenced how Tamar and her sisters handle hurt and conflict in their own relationships, as well as in their interactions with one another. They did not simply witness that anger growing up, they internalized it.
I don't even think they look at me as a sister. They don't like me. We were very close as kids, very close as young adults, and now where we are in our lives, that relationship no longer serves us. And I would hate to keep arguing with them and keep building negative memories instead of building and relying and thinking of the good memories that we had.
Even Toni, the oldest and often seen as the most composed of the sisters, has had her share of messy moments, though she tends to handle them more privately. It is widely believed that Evelyn can be both toxic and controlling. During her divorce from Michael, she reportedly forced the children to choose sides, and those who supported their father faced the harshest consequences. This created tension between Evelyn and Tracy, who wanted to maintain a relationship with their father, especially since she lived closest to him in Maryland. Evelyn was not pleased with this, and it is alleged that she held on to that resentment until Tracy passed away. Tamar, being the youngest, strongly sided with her mother during this time, and reportedly rarely made decisions without her approval. This dynamic eventually became problematic and contributed to a pattern of codependency.
Because everything she said she thought was right.
Pitiful lie, too.
And as long as you agree with her, she's fine. And it's the same thing with y'all. If y'all don't agree with her, she is pissed. And it's time for y'all to stop letting your mother run your life.
According to Tamar, it was not just the bitterness and resentment that her mother passed down, but also her strong belief that she was always right and her tendency to dominate every conversation. Whenever Tamar expressed an opinion that did not align with hers, Evelyn would quickly shut it down and expect complete obedience from her and her sisters. It has always been difficult for them, especially Tamar, to go against their mother because of the guilt tied to constant reminders that Evelyn raised all 6 of them alone after their father, Michael Sr., left. That is the environment Tamar grew up in, and even after more than 2 decades, little seems to have changed. Evelyn still carries a great deal of unresolved anger, which often ends up affecting her daughters.
Let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So looking at Tina Knowles and her children, and looking at Evelyn Braxton and her girls, it's proof to me that forgiveness or unforgiveness and bitterness can trickle down to your kids. I feel like Tina Knowles is the reason why Solange and Beyonce are able to persevere and press through adversity with grace and poise. I know this is a weird way to put it, but Beyonce and Solange was able to see their parents go through a healthy divorce. Even Miss Tina acknowledged that they did not go back and forth. And honestly, she had every reason to be bitter and not forgive him for having an outside baby on her. And then on the other hand, we can look at Miss Evelyn Braxton and see why her daughters are still on each other's neck in their 40s and 50s.
Many people are siding with Tamar, as it is easy to see how Evelyn Braxton may have set a tone that influenced the family dynamic and affected Tamar over the years. Some even argue that figures like Evelyn are often overlooked when discussing toxic behavior, despite their significant impact. She represents a type of parenting that can leave lasting emotional effects, where children grow up appearing strong while carrying unresolved struggles. The Braxton family has long been viewed as complicated, with Evelyn often seen as a central force who pushed unity, while also creating tension among her children. There are claims that the sisters do not always get along, and Tamar frequently becomes the scapegoat because of her outspoken nature. Ultimately, this situation has sparked strong opinions, so what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments, and do not forget to like and subscribe for more content.